The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Hello. I'm so sorry to start late, but I thought it was my guest, but it was actually me having some sound difficulties. And so I'm just so excited to have my guest with me today, Dr. Donna Bellinger. Hi, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I went out and came back in. I even contacted chat to find out what's going on. So, anyway, we're here, and I'm so happy that you're here. And what I'm going to do is share with our audience a little bit about Dr. Donna. Dr. Donna is an author and consultant. She is the CEO of DS Bellinger in Consulting LLC. And she has enjoyed more than 40 years of corporate leadership experience. She is a strategic, no nonsense sales consultant who is committed to driving results for her clients, having worked in both corporate and entrepreneurial sectors. Dr. Donna is familiar with both worlds and well versed in the challenges each sector faces, as well as how to overcome those challenges. She is engaging, humorous, and unfiltered. Her ability to relate to prospects in both sectors and speak their language has made her successful as a sales professional, and that's the secret sauce she teaches her clients. She amplifies the sales process, and her clients learn how to have better sales conversations, create more effective sales processes, and close more deals. That's what I'm talking about. We need to talk about closing more deals. So before I even get into our conversation, I'm going to give you the floor. And I would love for you to share with our audience your story, share your journey, and more about you. And how did you come to have this purpose and this passion?
Well, first of all, thank you, Vera. It is indeed an honor to be included on your platform and to be your guest at this time. I started out in sales over 40 years ago. I had a child right out of high school, and that child has just turned 50. So this is a very long time ago. And at that time, being an unwed parent was frowned upon, I'll put it that way. And I was disowned by my family. Now, what that required me to do is become an instant breadwinner at 18. When I went back to school, I went to a technical school to learn more about computers because that was my major in high school. And I have to tell you that I went into that school as a student, and 8 months later, I graduated as their first assistant admissions director. I stayed
Wow.
doing vocational training, sales, and team leadership for over a decade. Eventually, I moved back into big corporate where I sold technology solutions. And I discovered quickly that the best way to be able to sell a product or a service is to know it so well that you have this deep belief in what it can do. And you can then have what I call now value driven conversations I stayed in that arena for a while and co-founded a tech firm. And that was a lot of fun. But then I just finally decided all I wanted to do at this stage in my life is travel and train. So
That
that's
is
what I get to do now.
that is awesome. So you're living your dream. Living your dream. Yes. And the thing is, you talked about when you said your son was 50, I'm like, that's hard to believe. But I understand. And I know you and I had talked earlier, and you talked about how you had really grown up in uh, for lack of a better word, a privileged type environment. And and so I'd like for you to kind of talk about that, because you went from that to becoming totally independent and
Yeah,
having to raise your child. And so, what was that like for you? Talk about, if you
that
don't
was
mind.
absolutely horrible. There's no other way to put it. As you said, I had a relatively, not uber super, chauffeur kind of a thing, but I went to private schools and I traveled in Europe and that kind of a thing. We had a housekeeper who came in and cleaned for us and things like that. And now all of a sudden, I'm eating tuna casserole 6 days a week so I can afford to buy baby food and Pampers. All right, and that's kind of like a thing. Okay, I did not know how to deal with that, and then I was thrust into an environment where I really realized, okay, being black is a thing. Because I grew up in kind of a diverse environment. And it's nothing like walking to corporate and a room full of suits. Pardon me, people, not politically correct, middle-aged white men in suits to check you and let you know, no, you black, or back then you colored. And as I was doing my different teams, just to tell you how interesting that was, a team that I ran in Kansas, and I was assistant school director at that time, as well as admissions director. And I'm training them, and we're doing some things on sales. And one of my guys looked at me and shook his head, and he said, "Damn, Donna, if you were white, you'd be a millionaire." He meant it as a compliment.
Of course, but still,
But I was
that
like,
speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying?
thank you. No. So, going from one side to the other has helped me help the different groups that I've worked with. I mean, I'm in Chicago. I've worked with the mayor's office on gang relations. I've worked with a variety of alphabet soup when it comes to economic development. And I've worked with a lot of organizations as far as supplier diversity and things like that, because those were always my passions, which is why now my focus is to help owner operated businesses shorten their learning curve, because things move so fast now in business. If you're trying to keep up with tech, what you learned on Friday can be totally irrelevant on Wednesday, because that's how quickly this turns, which means you need to know all of the foundation of running a business and of knowing how to build your team, how to price your product, how to present your product, how to differentiate yourself within your market. And some of you are going, "Oh, that's a whole bunch of words." No, when I work with my people, we make it very, very simple, because sales is nothing but service. That's all it is. And the most important thing that you can do is to remember, number one, they're paying you for your education and your expertise. That's the first thing to understand. Okay. And then, like I said, sales is service. And then you must learn how to consistently communicate your competence, consistently communicate your value, because they don't pay you for what you're wearing, how you look, what you drive. Those things are not important. They're coming to you because they have a problem and you said you can fix it. So don't kill them with your alma mater and who you're related to and all of these other things that are not relevant to the reason they will pay you, because that's why you're having that conversation. You want to get paid. All right. And so those are some of the key things I cover with my clients, because especially if you're coming out of the corporate environment, you got to leave some of that baggage back there, because when you run the business, that okie doke is not relevant. It's not. You're starting out ground zero just like everybody else. And some of that swagger that you may have developed while you were in corporate is meaningless.
Absolutely. And you have two books, and we're going to talk about those books and how they tie in with what you're helping your clients to recognize and understand. And so I'm going to pull up this one. You lost me at hello.
You lost me at hello. Actionable principles that move you beyond networking. I wrote that book a while back. And the reason that I wrote that book was because I got tired of answering the same questions over and over again. That's
And what were
basically
those
the reason.
questions?
Okay. So I had one thing that occurred for me where I was in a room full of people, and this lovely young lady came up to me and she had her hands like this. She was like, I just had to come up and meet you because everybody is talking to you and everybody seems interested in what you're saying. And so, who are you and why are they doing that? And I said, sweetie, first of all, I don't know these people. I don't know half of these people. Okay. That's why I'm here. And that's the whole point of being confident in what you do. The first chapter in that book, I state, not everyone is going to like you, and you really don't want them to because it's too time consuming. You got your people. That's all you need. You don't want to be the end all be all, because this is all about you collecting the best recommendations to help you grow your business. It's all about what you deliver. So you only want to do business with the people that you can really give a stellar result to. All money is not good money. That's job one when you start your business. All right. The second book that I did, which is a collaborative book, and it was called How to Break the Glass Ceiling and Still Keep It Nice. There are some very powerful women who are in that book, one of which is a former Miss America, Erica Dunlap, and one was for over 30 years the head of corrections for part of Florida for over 30 years. You know what a bad she had to be able to manage a huge correctional system. In my part, I talk about sales because sales is my natural language. I figured that out after a while. And it's all about understanding who your best client will be, what it is that you can deliver, and how to pre-qualify individuals to be able to discern who's a yes and who's a no. It starts with the networking event that you go to, because there are three types of people that you are going to be encountering at any event. There are the acronym is SPA. We all like SPAs, right? Okay, SPA. So your suspects, a person that you suspect you'll be able to do business with, but maybe not right now. Maybe they only buy in the holidays. Maybe, they have a fiscal year, whatever. But it's a suspect. It's warm. You want to keep that one. There are prospects, The prospect is a person who's interested in you right now. Oh, I want to talk to you some more about that thing that you say that you do. All right, that's a good one. That's somebody you're going to have to start doing some discovery with. And then the third is actually one of the most important, and that is the ambassador. Vera Thomas is an ambassador. Vera saw enough in me that she was willing to bring me onto her platform and share me with the people who value her opinion. That's an ambassador. So you have your suspects, you have your prospects, and you have your ambassador. All right.
Awesome.
When you
Spa.
do that, then you can move into the other things, but that keeps you from doing that. I want to work with anybody who, everybody who, somebody who, because you don't want to work with anybody, everybody, or somebody. All you want is your people.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm putting it in again so that people can see what that means. It's spa.
SPA, suspects, prospects, and ambassadors.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. And like I said, what would you say is the greatest challenge or challenges for new businesses? And Kima, okay, we got someone here. She says,
Kimya,
yeah, she says, all you want is your people. Yes, yes, yes.
yes. Thank you, Kimya. Yeah, I know
And
Kimya.
then, okay, and we also have Cornita. She says, love the comment regarding it's too exhausting for everyone to like you. Absolutely.
And Carnita is one of the people who was in that book, the last one, How to Break the Glass Ceiling. Bless your heart for coming on and joining us today, love.
Thank you for being here.
So
Okay.
your question again was, what is the challenge? What is one of the biggest challenges? And one of the biggest challenges is trying to be liked. The fear of not being liked. You know, you try to turn into a people pleaser, and that's not going to work for you. Okay. And that's where learning how to consistently communicate your competence comes in. It is not will work for food, which is what I call it when you start jumping on any opportunity and then you figure I'll make it up as I go along. Mm-mm. That's not going to build your brand, and that's not going to build your bottom line. It's not. So get over that particular part and stand in your brilliance. You started your business because there was something that you do that you felt had value, and you know who it had value to. I've helped people build businesses from just selling cookies. I mean, I had a friend, and she just that was the thing that she did, and we turned that into eventually a catering business, eventually a brick and mortar. She was able to see to create her nonprofit organization, and now she's a successful coach on her own.
That's
You
amazing.
start with small things. Who told you that you were great? Who told you that you gave them value? Those are your first recommendations. Those are the stories that you tell to other people that you meet. Oh, so you feel that your challenge is that you're not being heard on the job and you're not getting promotions. True story. I had a woman, mechanical engineer, who felt that way. As she and I worked on her communication skills and the way she related to her team and to her upline, her superiors, I don't like to call them that, but her bosses, we were able to get her regional, national, and then international projects. And within the first 18 months, we raised her salary by 30%. So if someone is telling me, oh, well, that's what I'm trying to do, I would say, okay, well, yeah, I have experience doing that. And then they're going to go, how did you do that?
That was my next question.
You don't tell them. You don't tell them. Why? That was my client. I did that for my client.
Yeah. So
So
they've got to hire
you
you to
work
find
with,
that out.
as
Yes.
one of my friends would say, I charge for that. Okay.
I love
And
it.
so sometimes when you're having sales conversations, you get so excited that they think you're hot that you start
Throwing them.
vomiting all of this information to them. You charge for that.
And I'm guilty. I am so guilty. I am so guilty.
Mm-mm,
So,
mm-mm, mm-mm. No, that's the reason that you tell them a story. You tell them your successes. You give them your recommendations. You know, if you look up Donna Smith Bellinger on LinkedIn and scroll down, you're going to see over 40 recommendations that I have. And all of them are in the format, most of them are in the format of what I trademarked the term yes-testimonial. A yes-testimonial is a recommendation with a money line. So
yes,
when you read
is it MONE?
yes, think of testimonial, but make it YES. Yes-testimonial.
Oh,
And so you want them to read it and go, yes, that's my problem, and she can solve it. I need to call her. So if you'll see things that say she vastly improved my close rate. She helped me to retain a troubled, a pain in the butt client. Okay, she helped to grow my business. You know, when they read those, they can see themselves as that person. They can relate to it. And somebody else is vouching for you. Why? Because we're a bunch of followers.
and that's interesting because when I was just recently talking with someone that talked about when you have testimonials, just getting a bunch of testimonials means nothing if they're not going to show what kind of result they've got from working with you.
Hmm.
And if anybody needs to know and learn how to do that, go to her LinkedIn so that you can see what she's been able to extrapolate from her clients to help her build an even greater client base. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to be checking it out.
Now, there's one other thing that is so very important when it comes to creating um, a viable business. I'm doing a workshop tomorrow, and it's called Knowing Your Non Negotiables in Business and in Life. Knowing Your Non Negotiables. And I'm going to pull the bit.ly link down so you can share it.
Okay. And I do want to, because that is so, I work with families and, and children and individuals, and knowing your boundaries is so important. So I do want to kind of touch on that. And I am going to put what you're indicating, knowing your boundaries
Mhm.
and non-negotiable.
Knowing your
Non,
non negotiables.
yes, yes.
So here's the deal, you know what works for you, and you know, as I like to put it, what makes you itch. All right. You know what makes you uncomfortable. You know what you don't buy into. I have clients now who say, I loved this company for a while, but they're starting to do things that go completely against my integrity. All right. And I don't feel good representing this company anymore because of some of the things they're doing, whether it's internal, whether it's external, however it happens to be. Well, the same thing holds in business. There are certain people you do not want to do business with, so don't. There are certain brands that you don't want to partner with because you know it will damage your reputation. Then don't. Okay, you just don't do it. And so in this particular, it's a 45-minute conversation, but we're going to talk about how to create those boundaries, how to communicate those boundaries in a non-confrontational way, you know, and then how to create what you need to create in your business so that you are serving in a way that's in alignment with your core values. All right, because with what I do, my mission statement is that the work that I do must affect more than the bottom line because it's not the transaction, it's the testimony, which is why it's so important to me that when I serve a company, when I serve a client, it's not putting you into my, oh, you need my 6 month, 1 year program and da 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 da. And then the main question you have doesn't get answered for 3 months. I don't do that. I walk in saying, what is it that you need to accomplish? When do you need to accomplish it by? All right. And I'll tell you, okay, this will be easy or this will be hard. And these are the things that we need to do. Are you in? Are you in? So I know that the people that I choose to serve are people who have a servant's heart. Those are the people that I work with best. I don't do real well with the mercenary type people of the world. I don't. I have to know, why did you start this business? Because work is what you do to finance who you choose to become and who you choose to serve.
I love it. I
That's all
love
work
it.
is.
I
And
love
if it
it.
was just about the money, I could go and get an office tomorrow
Yes.
and jump
Well,
on back on the plantation. I could do that.
right. And Cornita, she says, I'm so guilty as well when we were talking about giving the store away. I'm so comfortable as I'm so guilty as well of telling so much information. However, if they don't know how to execute the steps or processes, all they have is the what, not the details of the how. I love
And
it.
if they go out there, and Carnita, you know this, if they go out there and they say, well, I tried this because Carnita told me to do it, this is the way it's supposed to go, and it did not work. She doesn't know what she's talking about. No,
She didn't give you all
no.
the steps.
Here's the deal. They didn't hitch to her wagon so she could guide them. Okay. How many of us have grabbed a recipe? I followed everything in the recipe, but it didn't come out right. You missed something. Maybe you
Yes,
didn't whip it long enough. Maybe, whatever, you know, you
yes,
want to make sure that
yes,
they understand this is not, do it yourself.
absolutely.
That's the
And
reason you hire an expert. You hire an expert in order to guide your steps. Every successful person has coaches for different components of their life, whether they
and
have a
I'm going
life
to put that
coach,
in the chat. Every successful person.
has coaches. The experts that I work with, I have experts on a lot of the mechanics of my business, but then I also have those people who just kind of call BS on me when it's like, no, it's not working because you didn't da 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 da.
Yes. And to
And
me,
you have to be willing to invest in you. Case in point, take a
yes,
look on LinkedIn and you will see people who have the little bathroom shot, hold the camera up to the mirror, take a picture of yourself. Aren't that cute? And then the person who has a studio shot. Now, if you're not willing to invest in you to get a professional headshot, why should I invest in you? If you're not willing to invest in your growth and your brand, why should I invest in you? You're coming out looking like you're broke. So you're coming out looking like you're not accustomed to making the amount that you're charging. Yes, Kim, you're the bathroom shots. That's right. I'm talking about them.
okay. And then Thank you guys for your feedback as we're doing this. She says this goes back to the earlier comment that they pay experts for their knowledge, training, and expertise. And you
Indeed.
got to come out of the gate looking like that. You gotta look the part. You cannot like, the bathroom shots and that kind of stuff. That's not gonna get it for you, especially if you call yourself a professional and you call yourself having the wherewithal and the know it all to do what that particular thing, I'm not saying being a know it all, but having that expertise in a given area, you gotta come right.
You
And
have to
so,
come correct. And here's another thing. You need to present yourself in a way that would make someone else proud to introduce you. All right. So, you know that, Miss Vera has her own brand and she has her own way, and you have to come correct. So, I can't come to her with something cut all the way down to my navel, and God knows whatever else going on. That's not her brand.
amen. And Fuchina, thank you for connecting. She says, good evening, Queens. Good
Good evening.
evening. Yes, thank you for being here, Fuchina. So we're talking, to recap, we are talking with the sales guru who can take your business to a whole nother level. And she's talking about doing it through relationship, not just accepting anybody in your business, but having a sense of who they are and they having a sense of their values and what's important to them as well, and being able to have a servant's heart. That's what I'm trying to say. She wants people with a servant's heart. And that's awesome because, as Zig Ziglar says, you can get everything you want out of your life as long as you help enough other people get what they want. And
Mhm.
as as servant leaders, that's how we can acquire the things that were purposed and designed for us to have, is by helping other people get what they want. And not for
Absolutely.
free either, let me say.
I have a friend who says regularly, if you want it for free, don't come to me. That's just like his slogan. But the other thing is that, and I know that Carnita and Kimmy are going to give me an amen on this. You must place yourself in the path of the individuals who will value your information and who can afford you. So step back from the friends and family, just back slowly away, because you'll run out of them anyway. But you want to be able to build a brand, a following, a reputation that will attract people who value your expertise, all right, and can afford to pay you your rate. My husband is an author. His book is like $25. Why does someone want to know if he would take payments on that? Okay, so yes, they did. They did. They really did do that. So you have to place yourself in the path of the individual who's going to give you testimonials, recommendations that are going to attract more people just like them. I've said frequently, and this is no slur on anybody because, like I said, I ate tuna casserole 6 days a week. But in your business, the only thing broke people can bring you is more broke people.
So you have to surround yourself around the type of people that you want to, one, be most like in terms of financial.
That
um
you want to serve and that can help you to get where you want to be. Those
yes.
are your ambassadors, people who believe in you and can help you get to where you want to be. But when it comes to your clients, then no, you need to show up where the people will value you and can afford to pay your rate. The dirtiest word in business is discount. That's just the dirtiest word. You don't discount ever, ever. I'll say it again, ever. Black Friday's coming. Black Friday's coming. This is the time that you would begin to put together some of the things that you've had sitting back in the back, sitting back on the shelf, whatever. Time for you to dust all that stuff off and get it out of the house, get rid of that inventory. So you have articles, you have books, maybe you have, artwork, whatever it is, you have journals, whatever it is. And you start to bundle these things and you give them at a value price. It's not a discounted price. It's
love
the Black
it.
Friday value.
Value versus discount.
Value. It's like if you have a consulting business and you say, okay, in order for us to give you everything that you need for this particular project, it's going to cost you, I don't know, let's say $15,000. Oh, but we only have $10,000. Okay, fine. Then we're going to, like you're playing Jenga, we're going to take out this piece, okay, and then we'll take out that piece. Oh, but I wanted those. Well, then we're back up to the $15,000, because when you have communicated the value, they will find the money. We always do. How many broke people do you know went to go and see Beyonce?
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. And Carnita, she says, people who are serious about truly building their brand, business, skills, whatever, are willing to pay for quality service.
They will find the money.
And she also says people pay for what they really want. Value
Always.
versus discount. Absolutely. And you know what? I have a commercial that I need to play. And so I hate to interrupt this conversation, but I need to do this. So we'll be right back.
Mama Knows creates high quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products, because Mama knows what you need.
Knows what you need. These products are awesome. They smell great. They're moisturizers, shampoos, growth serums, and a number of things. And they smell so good. And the beauty is they're for all ethnicities, and they're for men, women, and children. So go to mamaknowsproducts.com. Why? Because Mama knows what you need. All right. And there's another one I want to play right quick, and then we can continue our conversation.
For real, take your business, any business, to the next level by joining us at the Global Awaken Trinity Summit. 4 days of opportunities and inside info you don't want to miss, as over 35 celebrity speakers will be live in person to teach you exactly how to make your business take off, grow, and thrive. From marketing tool secrets to the best ways to build relationships, partnerships, and make true connections. Founder Kessa Gooden is putting on this once-in-a-lifetime event, the Global Awaken Trinity Summit VIP Gala and Yacht Mastermind, February 29th through March 3rd, 2024 in Miami, Florida. Registration starts at 9 sharp each day. Bring your business partner, your team, your friends, anyone and everyone who wants real success. For tickets, call 404-992-3971. Tickets tickets will not last, so call now. 404-992-3971 or visit us online at globalawakenedevents.com, and we will see you there. As a business pro, you know the way to make real money is to have a big, qualified audience listen carefully to your every word. Step up and speak at the Global Awaken Trinity Summit, and that's exactly what you'll have. It's a 4-day event aimed exclusively at those who want to make their business, any business, take off, grow, and thrive. The best will be teaching and inspiring, and you should be one of them. From marketing tool secrets to the best ways to build relationships and make connections. Founder Tessa Gooden is putting on this once-in-a-lifetime event, the Global Awaken Trinity Summit VIP Gala and Yacht Mastermind. Registration starts at 9 sharp each day, February 29th through March 3rd, 2024 in Miami, Florida. To speak or for tickets, call 404-992-3971. Spaces are filling up, so call now. 404-992-3971 or visit us online at globalawakenedevents.com, and we will see you there.
Now, this is going to be an amazing, amazing conference, and the mastermind is on a yacht. So if anyone out here is interested in knowing more about how you can be one of the presenters and speakers at this conference, call Kessa at 404-992-3971 and tell her you heard it on the Vera Thomas Show. I'm telling you, this is going to be an amazing conference, and it's in February, so you still have time to become a part of it or get your ticket to participate. And again, that's Global Awakening Events. All right. Now, let's get back to what we were talking about. And we also had a couple of other comments that popped up that I want to pull. All right. Carnita, she says, people pay for what they really want, values versus discount. We talked about that. And then I have a hard time pronouncing Kimya. Is it Kimya or Kamya? Kimya. Okay, Kimya, she says, come on now. Those broke people paid full price for those tickets too. Yes, I bet they did. And now I can't hear you now.
It's because I muted myself when I sneezed.
You
but
almost
yeah,
got
they paid
scared.
for those Beyonce tickets. They paid. And they went out and bought their silver outfits.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And so there are still some other things that we wanted to talk about. And so I want you to just kind of share with our audience some things that you feel that they should know. And then I did indicate how they can reach you. And I'm going to, Mama knows we don't need you up here anymore. Let me put, okay. This is how you can reach you, and I'm also going to have it as a standstill here. So you need to get in touch with Dr. Donna. She's not called Dr. Donna for nothing. So you want to get in touch with Dr. Donna so that she can help you elevate your business and take it to a whole nother level.
And I meet you where you are. So I do have private clients. I'm also going to be launching a membership program for people who, just need to kind of get some foundational things done. So that's going to be happening as well, so I can meet people where they are. I do offer a no-cost, I know y'all, but don't jump on me, a no-cost sales process review. So if you want me to take a look at how you are currently selling to see where perhaps you are leaking, all you have to do is go to my website, askdsb.com, and you can click on a little button there. You can schedule either a 20-minute talk with me or a sales process review. And you can also register for the event that's going to be on Thursday. And when you register for that event, you're also going to be receiving the recording if you are not able to make it live. But we want to talk about those non-negotiables. And it's also going to help you to better educate the people that you need to support you. You know, one of the reasons I said don't depend a whole lot on friends and family is because they know where you stumbled. And so sometimes you need to prove to them that this is not going to be a stumble and that you are focused and you have the support and this one is the one. And being able to set some boundaries and
That's
some parameters is so important.
It is. And even in relationships,
Absolutely.
I mean, setting boundaries. For me, do not call me out my name. Period. Period. I broke up with a guy because he called me a knucklehead. And that was, even though he said he was joking, you don't call me out of my name. That is non negotiable. Absolutely. But it's important that we understand who we are and what we will accept and what we will not accept.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yes, absolutely. You know, when I met my now husband, and for those of you who are still out there, I'm going to tell you, I didn't get married until I was 51. So I'm just saying. But when I met him, one of the first things I asked him was, I said, okay, I hug people. Is that going to be a problem? Because in a previous relationship, the insecurity was so real that it was just impossible. It was just totally impossible. And this man said to me, "Who are you going home with?" And I was like, "You." He says, "Okay, I don't care who you hug." I'm like, "Okay." But you
That's
need to be
beautiful.
very, very clear. And in your business, you have to be very clear on what you do and what you don't. And then stick to it. Again, this is the difference between a peddler and a professional. The difference between a peddler and a professional are boundaries. You know, like I tell people, I don't sell socks. All right. I mean, I'm just not one of those people. And we all know wherever you lived, you had some kind of a sock, t-shirt, hair care product hustler. I'm not that. I am a professional. You come to me when you're ready to make a difference, when you need to make a shift. That's when you would come to me. And you need to be, I communicate that, and I'm totally, totally in my space when I tell that to people. So if you need somebody who's just going to give you a little quick something, something, or you need a different type of service, I'm happy to recommend someone else to you. But that's not my best work. My best work is when my client tells me exactly what their ideal outcome is, and we agree on how we're going to get it done. That's my best work. So I don't give little done for you kits, and I don't sell a lot of tech solutions or anything. I'm talking about that face-to-face conversation. I'm talking about being able to attract clients for high net worth deals, transactions. I'm talking about how to determine if this person is a good use of your time and your talent. Those are things. So I've sold everything from Avon and Mary Kay all the way up through $1 million tech solutions, all types of verticals. I work with realtors. I work with attorneys. I work with people who sell cookies. I work with people who do makeup, who sell jewelry. I work the gamut. So it's not that I have this egotistical thing. It's not. But I know who I can give a result to. And that's
amazing.
knowing your non-negotiables.
And it's also knowing your niches, would you say?
Well, that's a part of it. When you know you're non-negotiable, you narrow your focus. When you hear somebody say, "I'll work with anybody who, somebody who, everybody who," if you know anybody that, no, that's a peddler. You can't serve everybody to your highest ability. That's the reason I said not everybody's going to like you, and you really don't want them to because it's too time consuming. You cannot give your best to everybody, just your people.
That's amazing. And you know what? I'm looking at the clock. I know it says we've got 10 minutes here, but it's actually 7:56. And so the show is supposed to start at 7 o'clock. We had some, and that was on my side. I apologize to you because I just knew I was okay, but it was actually on my side. But anyway, I'm going to have you come back another day and continue in this conversation.
Well, thank you.
I mean, because it's valuable. It's important information. And we have so many coaches and authors and entrepreneurs that need sales, and they need to know how to go about doing it from a relationship perspective rather than, pulling things out of the woodwork or whatever, And so you have a system, you have a process, and you have a plan that can help entrepreneurs, coaches, and authors, as well as other businesses. So we're going to come back and you're going to talk about those things. And I'm going to give you the final words. Again, I appreciate you being here. There were a couple other things I wanted to talk to you about, but we'll talk about them another time. So I'm going to give you the last words. And again, I thank you so much for being here. And I will see all of you on Thursday of this week. Okay, so she's going to have the last word.
My last word is simply that you must remember to consistently communicate your confidence. Know that you have a gift and that there are people who are willing to value and compensate you for that gift. The first person that you have to sell in the value of your business is you.
Amen. Amen. Truer words could not be spoken. And I'm going to close this out, but if you would hold on a minute before you just leave, okay? So God bless you all, and we'll see you next week. Okay.
The Vera Show. The Vera Show. The Vera Show. The Vera Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Show. Let's talk.